before fading to dust. Some long for eternal sleep, as eulogy chanted by stars. Into that serenity, their lost time forever buried. She rambled 1,000 times, a million miles searching for light. Free from the rule of death, now seems so dull. Time goes by, but memories rewind. There she prays again, back when things began. Where to go? Where they meet to grow old, where no rivers would flow, no woods would grow, no life would never be ceased, or somewhere they could start again, where they would never be the same, where dreams every day, then they would stay. Some forsake longevity, some fading to dust. Some fall for eternal sleep, their eulogies turn into gleaming stars. Will they meet in stars again, or go with the wind?
Les dieux se doivent de choisir l'amour ou l'éternité, s'abandonner puis mourir avec le cœur brisé, ou vivre à l'infini dans l'immensité, la solitude pour seul ami et contempler les hommes s'aimer. Mais c'est le prix à payer. Quand on aime, la nuit ne peut briller sans la peine. Quand les cœurs puis crossent, les cœurs s'accrochent, c'est le prix à payer. Mais les amours sont éternels.
Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. It is time to read the other two event stories, since we're missing Xavier and we're also missing. Oop, I did not put my little avatar up. Wonder where she went. There she is. There we go. So, since we haven't read the Raphael or Xavier's chapters yet, I'm going to read them today for you guys, and we'll get through all of that, and then we'll see what we'll do after we're done, because I think this is going to take maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, maybe less. Make sure that you have your water and maybe some snacks. Okay, time to log in. Hopefully the volume is good. And is anybody else kind of overwhelmed and kind of tired by the event stuff? Because
Here you are. Want
I
to
just
sit with me for a
realized
while?
that... Hi, Xavier, baby! I just realized that as I'm going through it this weekend, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot. And I realized that going through the, I guess what's it called, the royal walk, or promenading with my love interests, takes about 12 minutes each if you're not reading. If you're just tapping like vigorously, it takes about 12 minutes. Because the only reason why I know this is because I timed it. Because I'm weird. And I was wondering, how long would it take to get through all this? 12 minutes. Close to 13. And since I already did my main account, my 6LI account, and my Raphael account, we're going to be playing on my Xavier account. Okay, I don't have to worry about this one. Just adjust my model a little bit. She looks like she was just staring up at the sky. Oh shoot, I came onto the stream without any glasses. I should probably go grab those. Okay, BRB. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. When you function on the weekends without glasses, it kind of is jarring when you have to put them on when you need them for computer use. Alright, what am I missing from... Okay. So close with that. What am I missing? Here. We'll do this. Oof, my tea is still too hot. Alright, what am I missing? Interior, give him a cut. That's easy. Now I just gotta look for him. Oh, Xavier, where are you, baby? My baby bunny, where are you? He's resting, but where? Oh, maybe in the bedroom? Wouldn't want him to fall, you know? He's not here. Where are you resting, baby boy? On the couch, or lack thereof, couches. Baby boy, where are you? I had to call him, I guess. Xavier! Oh, there he is. Popping up out of nowhere. He was probably right behind me and I didn't notice. You?
I can sense your enthusiasm for giving me flowers.
There we go. And that gives me 60. Remember, do your weeklies. Don't be like me and wait till the last minute. Do as I say, not as I do. Because if you remember what happened last Sunday, I left everything to the last minute. Every single time.
When we were kids, I always wished I could bring these claw machines home so you could play all day.
That's a little eccentric. And yes, I saw the posts on Instagram and Twitter. We're going to be getting some new kitty cards. Only thing I can think of, if we're getting new kitty cards, there's not a long before another myth shows up. Or something a little bit more nerve-wracking. Is not that far behind. Aw, Raphael's not gonna get any kitty cards. Well, no. Well, he's not gonna get any claw machine. He's just playing more. And this is the only way I know how they're dressing. Since I don't check the other LIs on like my Xavier or my Raphael account. I do check on my main account though, how they're dressed, because on my main account, even though sure my focus is Zane, Caleb, and Silas, I also focus on the other two when it comes to, like, if I have to spend money, I'll do it there, on their accounts. What am I missing? Nope, nope, nope. Guess we can do a journal entry. Oh shoot. I did not create a journal. I could have sworn I did. Also, remember to collect all the memory stuff, because it ends next week. I think someone's at my door. Give me a second. BRB again.
I experienced this world through you and books.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
When I come across...
Also, since we got Lemonette and their generous gifts, I suggest you wait till you finish your weeklies for at least 2 weeks to do a 10 pull. And I know, this is way behind. I accidentally forgot to log in one day. So, well, correction, 2 days. So this is now 2 days behind. I blame me, like, juggling too much on my plate. So, that's why I did not read or collect everything. Well, know what? We'll do this later. Not right now. This is a lot. We'll do this later. And it's time to read the prologue for Savior. Or the prologue through chapter 3 of the main story. And I was doing some random calculations. Could be wrong, but I do believe that we're only allowed one. We're only going to be able to do one of these. Because my brain literally broke this morning, going like, there's a lot going on here. I'm gonna grab a pen because we're like, I need to figure out what the heck is going on. Because I already did Thane, I already did Silas, and I already did Caleb. But I did not do Xavier or Raphael yet. So I need to figure out how many of these do I need. Because if I'm remembering correctly, this gave you... Dang, I can't even remember myself. I think it gave you like 25? There's 5 characters? But let me do the math. Pardon me. So if I'm doing 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, that's 5, that's 15. Right there. I think we're only allowed one person during the Carnation. Or we're only allowed to read one person during the Carnation. Let me do some math here. 3 minus 3, that's 23, another 3. 20. Five. That's 21? No. 22. Minus 3. Something's not mathing. Mathing is not mathing right now. Minus 3 that I'm going to do for Xavier. That's going to be 13. Minus another 3 that I'm doing for Raphael. That's 10. And since we have 3 more, technically, to go for... Or 2. Yeah, 2. No, we're good. We're good. The 6th story is going to probably be free. As you can see, there's like 6 stories. It looks like this could be free because there's 5 times 5, because there's 5 characters, equals 45. And I just did the math and it hurt my brain so much. Because after this, there's 2 more stories to read. And again, like I said, it hurt my brain. I think we're good. I don't think anybody's going to be left out. So everybody's going to be able to do the dance, or we'll be able to celebrate our coronation with all the allies. With the coronation ceremony fast approaching, the theatrical performance requiring the Empress's participation during the festivities have also been added to the schedule. The leading actor will dance with the Empress during the coronation ceremony. It's a great honor for whoever is chosen. However, things don't proceed as smoothly as expected. On the day after a response was sent to that leading actor, are you saying he can't be found?
Yes, Your Majesty. Mr. Xavier provided no contact information, and our messengers were unable to locate his residence. Would Your Majesty consider...
I understand. You may leave. As for Mr. Xavier, I'll find it myself. It's almost afternoon by the time I finish today's Imperial Matters. When I look up, I see a mirthful gaze. Somehow the recipient himself is already in my sighting. He's holding an ornate letter.
The coronation hasn't taken place yet, and already word has spread across the stars about the Empress's diligence.
That is to be expected of the Empress, after all. The preparations for the coronation ceremony, have been underway for ages. There will There were so many details and so much work, but ever since I found this sleeping prince drifting in the cosmos, life has felt a little less dull.
You're right. Since we've met, the amount of hard work you've done is certainly enough to be praised for quite some time.
Xavier, did you ever mention... did I ever mention that you should probably follow some of the royal rules while you're here? For example, you can schedule a visit in advance like other people. The attendants will escort you through the main entrance.
That messenger robot was wandering around outside the city. It asked everyone if they knew a Mr. Xavier. I figured it was you.
So you decided to visit without notifying me.
This letter has your name on it. I didn't want to miss your correspondence. And since I received your letter, etiquette dictates that I should thank the Empress in person.
It's been a long time since I accidentally discovered Xavier's sleeping pod in the cosmos. He has remained an invisible presence in the royal capital. Only I know he is the prince from centuries ago. Someone who, according to historical records, perished in deep space. He's almost like a legend. Although hundreds of years separate us, he knows the history that's been buried in stardust better than anyone else. The prince's identity is an invaluable weapon to me. Only through him can I learn about the dark secrets that previous dynasties, old guard, wish to erase. In return, I can use my authority as Empress to help Xavier investigate who's responsible for this exile. This is a mutual beneficial arrangement, one we both understand without needing to say it. To familiarize ourselves with the play, Xavier and I head to the palace's library. The Lingering Sword is a story about fate and revenge.
This doesn't seem to be the same as the one I read back then.
It was supposedly adapted by an interstellar bard. It's popular amongst the commoners. I need more detail because I need to figure out what story this is. and the earliest version of the story is impossible to trace back to. In the play, a prince... Yeah, this is Hamilton. No, not Hamilton. This is Hamlet. In the play, the prince named Himmel learned that his father, the king, was murdered. The culprit is his uncle. Thus, Hamel seeks revenge against him. During his quest for vengeance, the prince falls in love with Adeline, a noble maiden. She notices his inner turmoil and secretly aids him. She sees through the poison schemes, replacing the poison wine and sword meant to harm Hamel. Hamel. You can't get any better than Hamlet. During the duel, and publicly expose the king's true nature. In the end, Hamel slays his enemy, and after enduring a price paid in blood and tears, the two of them survive. I made this arrangement to test Xavier, a former prince, to see how committed he is to our cooperation. Himmel's consistently worried about what fate has prepared for him, but it still guides him on his path of revenge. Xavier is sitting by the window. I look at him and feel that his expression are similar to Hamil's. If it were you, what would you do?
To surrender or to resist destiny? That is the question.
You can't get more. To be or not to be, that is the... This is Hamlet! This
But
is
arrows
Hamlet.
of outrageous fortune and a sea of troubles might arrive at any time. So, I only want to do what I want to do.
Okay. What novel... give me a second. I'm gonna read this. What a novel perspective does this count as choosing to submit to fate?
I wouldn't call it that. If anything, maybe it gave me a push when I wasn't aware of it.
Sunlight filters through the stained glass window of the library and lands on Xavier's gaze. His eyes reflect brilliant colors. He looks at me, his eyes crinkling with mirth.
After all, fate didn't bring me back. It was you, wasn't it?
In the royal banquet hall, decorated with unprecedented magnificence, the first act of the lingering sword begins as scheduled.
The old king dies. A new one ascends the throne. Hamel encounters his father's ghost, learns the truth about the murder, and vows to take revenge.
This is Hamlet.
And this young royal's anguish is soon perceived by his beloved.
A bright spotlight shines towards me. Playing Adeline, I walk briskly towards the center stage. Hamel, I've been looking everywhere for thee. My lord, my friends say thou hast seen thy father. Is that true? In the darkness, Xavier's figure gradually emerges. Unlike his usual appearance, he wears a magnificent formal attire, and his demeanor is reserved and noble. As if noticing my scrutiny, he winks at me from an angle the audience can't see.
The world has changed. Adeline, some matters art worse than ghosts.
Even if sharp swords threaten thee, I cannot let them pierce thy heart. Let me provide aid. I move closer to Xavier and tightly grip his wrist with both hands. Cool, hazy stage lights wash over us, and ethereal mist makes us appear tinged with loneliness.
Nay, my fair nymph. Unbeknownst is the danger lying in wait, more frightful than a spirit of health and goblins damned. I mustn't let its horrors touch a single strand of thy hair. Mine own poor heart cannot bear to lose more in this rotting state.
Oh my god, I'm swooning. Two is always better than one. If thy fate must be confronted, then keep walking towards the morrow. I shall always be there for you. Himmel, loneliness shall be thy companion no more. The curtains fall to the audience's cheers, displaying the hospitality of a gracious host. I raise my glass to toast the nobles.
I don't remember seeing you before. Which planet's nobility do you hail from? To win the Empress's favor, your background must be extraordinary.
You need more than noble blood to win Her Majesty's favor.
Oh my.
Oh, in that case, do you perhaps have a special secret?
All of you seem to... Why is it going so fast? All of you seem to be very curious about him. Xavier is surrounded by nobles. With a smile, I approach them and raise my glass. He belongs to the Empire's inner circle. That is all I can tell you. It is not yet time to draw the blade, however. The coronation ceremony shall soon be upon us.
Indeed. I wish you well, gentlemen. And don't forget that troublesome weeds occasionally need to be removed.
Seeing the nobles be deflated as they retreat, I finally allow a smile to appear on my face. Then I click my glass against Xavier's. Not bad. I suppose you're skilled at dealing with these sort of situations.
Does acting like this count as helping you?
In a sense, yes. Come to think of it, I lack a satisfactory sharp blade. No, sufficiently sharp blade. If you can handle this, then I won't mind giving you more of what you want in return.
I understand. Then, can I prove myself worthy of this role with this?
Using my sleeve as cover, Xavier extends his hand In his palm, a message appears on a holographic screen. The information is encrypted, but I realize it's a list with the names of nobles from the palace.
Ever since the performance began, a few rather extreme rumors have been circulating in the royal capital. These are the names of the people who have been spreading them. I believe they'll be useful to you.
When did you? Immediately, Xavier grasps my wrist, and the list is sent to my terminal.
I heard that the aerial garden has introduced quite a few new species of flowers. Rather than worry about people's affairs, why don't you accompany me for a stroll first?
Alright, on to chapter 2. I had a strange dream. In it, I was Prince Hemel. The magnificent throne was right before my eyes, and I walked towards it, my feet touching the red carpet. The bell rings at midnight. Countless ghosts with indistinct faces appear between me and the throne. Oh my, that sounds very haunting. Who are you? What do you want me to do?
Save us. Kill him. Avenge.
What? Everything's spinning. The ghosts suddenly vanish, and in their place stands Xavier. His body's covered in wounds. He's wearing attire that befits royalty, and his gaze carries a fierce gleam. He's somewhat different from the Xavier I know, one who has already been claimed quiet, calm and quiet. Why are you here? Those wounds.
Stay back. Escape is no longer possible.
Xavier, wait!
Wake up.
Sweat soaks my forehead as I wake with a start. At my bedside lies Xavier. He's drowsy.
Did you have a nightmare?
Yes. Wait, why are you here?
I was walking around and saw you were sleeping at your desk, so I carried you to your bed. And then I fell asleep.
Let's set aside the reason for why you were passing by my bedroom. And in the first place, what you're currently doing is enough to make the guards arrest you.
I only wanted you to have a good night's sleep.
Looking at Xavier's innocent yet matter-of-fact expression, I pinch the bridge of my nose. My mind drifts back to the dream I had. In my heart, the worry related to Xavier still lingers. The Xavier in my dream, did he actually look like this 300 years ago? When it's time for breakfast, I head to the dining room. Xavier is sitting next to my seat.
A ceremony will be held today. Your attendant invited me to have breakfast with you.
Since you're here, you may help me finish this salad.
Are you a picky eater, Your Majesty?
Salad, boiled eggs, omelets. Nutritionalists certainly certified them as healthy, but eating the same dish every day is boring. Xavier looks down and rummages through his pocket. He produces a package of rainbow-colored stuffed crayons. Rainbow Puff-Puffs? This snack is popular in the royal capital.
So you know of it.
I gave my approval to improve them, but they're high in calories. Too high, in fact. So they became contraband in the palace.
You can have one or two. There's nothing wrong with that.
We glance at the attendants who are standing in the distance. Then I quickly lower my head and bite the snacks in Xavier's hands. I'm starting to see how you're more practical as a partner, Xavier.
If you like what you see, then I can offer other purchases.
After breakfast, I read the Empire's important news. It's part of my routine. Xavier, look at this.
The mysterious leading actor is actually the fourth illegitimate son of the soon-to-be Empress's uncle's second aunt's cousin.
What? What? You tried calculating that. The illegitimate... Okay, the fourth illegitimate son of the soon-to-be Empress's uncle's second aunt's cousin. I'm not getting into this. Maria, didn't you write something like this? In one of your books?
That's a complicated lineage. They must have stayed up all night to look at the royal family's pedigree.
I knew it.
This one looks more interesting.
There are several more articles like this, and their headlines are practically identical. Xavier and I exchange a glance, and Xavier and I exchange a glance. The answer is already in our minds. Someone is controlling the media's narrative.
I guess a certain person is restless.
They're so curious about you. Why don't you... Sorry for the background noise. They're so curious about you. What didn't you give... Wow, I gotta read this again. They're so curious about you. Why don't we give them something to look forward to? when we identify, when your identity is revealed, regret will be the only emotion they'll have left. However, I use my fork to tap the back of his hand to make them show their hand. We need to put in a bit more effort. Giving people a convincing performance is an activity you excel at. Isn't that right?
What you said is true.
Xavier picks up a crystal clear peach from the dessert plate and turns it to feed it to me.
But when it comes to convincing performances, having an excellent partner is important.
Right? Last chapter for Xavier for now.
Bend your knees a little. It'll be easier to attack from a low position.
I'm getting deja vu. Didn't we do this once? I think it was in the main story or something. No. Maybe not main story, perhaps? No. Yep, this is... It seems familiar because it was probably in the main story, like as a branch. Or it was in an event, so... We'll figure that out. That one doesn't count, right? Or... doesn't count. Again. Since the play includes fighting for certain scenes, Xavier and I spar with swords during our free time. After several rounds, what surprised me is how Xavier is easily counter my moves, and he hasn't been physically active for 300 years.
Focus on your defense. Don't rush.
But now you're the one who needs to be careful. As Xavier speaks, I take advantage of the opening to launch a special attack, or surprise attack, my bad. I pin him to the ground and press my training sword against his throat. I win. If we follow duel etiquette, you should offer me your sword as a sign of everlasting loyalty.
According to the dueling etiquette from 300 years ago, the victor should help the loser stand to demonstrate magnanimity and trust.
I raise my eyebrow and look. I raise my eyebrow and look at Xavier, who's under me. I'm not a monster. Alright, I'll honor an ancient relic. When I grab his hand, he pulls me towards him. You scheming against the Empress? I'm afraid your list of crimes got longer, Xavier.
Since I already have a multitude of charges, why don't I accumulate a few more and provide monthly payments?
Wow, he's flirty. I like it. On our backs, Xavier and I rest on the ground, sunlight bright in the waves of warmth, and I realize I don't dislike moments like this. He gently lifts my wrist.
Agreeing to a bet.
He gently lifts my wrist. I turn to see Xavier. His placed an ornate sword in my hand.
That means accepting any losses. My sword is yours now.
My fingers trace over the sword's solemn, ancient patterns. It looks extremely old.
My father gave it to me during my coming-of-age ceremony.
I wonder what you were like 300 years ago.
Are you curious? I happen to know of a place that we can visit.
I follow Xavier's footstep. We pass through corridors both bright and dim before finally stopping at a wall. Here?
Take my hand.
When Xavier hauls me close, we're already on the other side of the wall. Before me is a dimly lit room with antique style. All the furniture is covered with thick layers of dust.
This used to be my library. I heard that after I went missing, Father had this place sealed. It looks like it hasn't changed since I left.
I look around the room and note the open book on the desk and the astronomical instruments, those names I don't know. Whose names I don't know. Everything still bears traces from hundreds of years ago. On the side of the wall is a portrait of Xavier. He's wearing fine robes and holding a scepter, and his dignified demeanor is cold and distant. What was your life like when you were a Prince Xavier?
I guess it wasn't too different from what you're experiencing now. There was an endless stream of matters to deal with, countless banquets to attend, and all the salad you could ever ask for.
Is that why you set out to find the interstellar gate? To leave that kind of life behind?
It was more about having control.
Xavier brushes the dust off me, and a certain light flickers in his eyes.
Aren't we the same in that regard? Whether it's a throne or the cosmos, what we choose is the tomorrow we want.
Oh my, that sounds quite romantic. Okay, let me drink some tea. Hopefully it cool down, or else I'm gonna have to put some water in it. Nope, too hot. Still too hot. Wow, this mug is very heat controlling. I'm gonna have to put some cold water in this. Maybe an ice cube will be better. Okay, I'm gonna go grab an ice cube. I'm so sorry for the the sticky note constantly going back and up and down. Okay, I am back. And fun fact, if you didn't know anything about me, I do like tea, but I don't have a lava throat, so I can't drink them too hot. Because if I drink it hot, it makes me not want to drink tea. And my tea of choice today is honey ginger. So good. Right, time to read Raphael. And then we'll go through the Royal Promenade. Oh, I could have sworn I did something here. Guess not. I will do that later, because me trying to do this on the joypad, it's pretty bad. I already did Raphael, no. I already did Zane, I already did Silas, and did Caleb, so I don't have to worry about them. On to Raphael. Our handsome priest. Before my coronation, I still have plenty of stately matters to deal with in the empire as an empress. Offering routine prayers for my people's welfare in the chapel is one of them.
Your Majesty.
Hi, Rafi. Don't judge me. It's too early. It's too early for judgment. Having complete the prayer, I am about to leave when someone calls out to me. Oh, he's so hot. Oop. When I turn, I see Raphael wearing his sanctitard robe. Robes. Okay. He stands on the steps in front of the temple. The prayers have already ended. Why are you still here, your quintessence?
You haven't left either, Your Majesty.
Last week I sent Raphael an invitation to perform. It should be within his capability as the Sanctites Court's Sanctard. Given the relationship between the Empire and the court, I assumed that Raphael would refuse. Unexpectedly, he accepted. I should start drinking more tea. Although I missed my opportunity to use public opinion as a means of accusing the court of disrespecting the Empire, the Empress, I can use this as a gauge his stance on my coronation.
The court bears the faith of countless imperial citizens. How could I leave early when it comes to matters like praying for the people's welfare?
Raphael walks down the steps. Raphael walks down the steps and reaches out to me.
There are always those who assume the court has ulterior motives. Wouldn't you agree, Your Majesty?
God, he's hot. There's a reason why he's in my top 3 now. There's a reason. God damn. I don't acknowledge his hand. Instead, I smooth my sleeve and look into Raphael's eyes. I believe your quintessence shares my devotion to the Empire and wouldn't want to disappoint the Imperial Imperial citizenry.
If Your Majesty is referring to the play, please be at ease.
Since your quintessence has assured me, I'll look forward to the day of the official performance. I leave the chapel without giving Raphael another glance. The day of the first rehearsal is finally here. As scheduled, I head to the rehearsal space. The palace corridors wind and curve, and I haven't walked far before spotting a familiar figure at the end of the hallway. He stands near a giant ornamental aquarium. Under the sunlight, fish slowly swims, rippling light on the water's surface, seemingly touches Raphael's profile. He appears to have been standing here for quite some time. Like I said, he is hot. If I remember correctly, your homeland is by the ocean. This should be a common sight there. If you like these fish, I can have a custom fish tank made and sent to the court. Raphael isn't wearing his elaborate... That word, I cannot pronounce it. I might as well just look it up. Because I know they say it a lot, but I cannot say this word. Because I know, and also, in the meantime, I can also look it up what it means. But I'm assuming it means Pope. Or something similar to the Pope. Did I not write it right? Antarchal? Huh. Oh, meaning high priest or supreme spiritual leader. So yeah, something similar to a pope. But I need someone to actually tell me how to pronounce it. please. I can't read it.
Saint Tarkle.
Saint Tarkle. There we go. Saint Tarkle. Saint Tarkle. Raphael isn't wearing his elaborate Saint Tarkle robes today. The fish tank's blue hue softens his figure to an extent.
That is unnecessary. My homeland doesn't trap fish in aquariums. In any case, I can't say it's pleasing to the eye. I'm just surprised the Empress, oft drowning in imperial matters, has time for leisurely pursuits.
Is this your Countess's first time in the palace's private quarters?
Yes, it's all because of your Majesty's graceful generosity.
Since we're experiencing a chance encounter, Raphael and I walk past the giant aquarium and we soon arrive at the rehearsal space. We naturally don't talk unless imperial matters are involved, so our conversation topics are limited. Inevitably, we end up discussing the play we're going to be performing.
Because of your Majesty's astounding efforts, the mysterious bard's texts have a chance to return to the stage.
Okay, and which play are we dealing with? Or what play are we similarly playing with? Because so far, if I am reading into it correctly, Xavier's is Hamlet, Zane was Macbeth, Silas was similar to Faust. I can only assume that Caleb's was Narcissus. I can only assume.
Your Majesty's selection of Knight of the Revelrous Rite is somewhat shocking.
I glance at him and wait for him to continue.
A god disguises himself as a mortal and returns to his hometown. It's so he can punish the monarch and their family for refusing to acknowledge his divinity. He bewitches those who once persecuted his family and ultimately makes them destroy their country with their own hands.
I'm thinking Orion. One of the many tales of Orion. No. Odin. Oh, not Orion. Odin. Many something of Odin. That's the only thing I can think of.
I didn't expect your Majesty to like this story.
I witnessed your skills at reading people once more. In fact, I'm not happy with the current ending. Those who truly bring disaster are often not the ones who defy God's will. Rather, they're fools who comply with fate and do exactly as they're told.
The result of defying or complying with fate is inherently uncertain.
I smile at Raphael and stop in my tracks. I'm surprised that your quintessence would agree to perform with me. Raphael doesn't speak. He turns his gaze at the aquarium. We've already walked to the other side of it. This is the spot where I normally feed the fish.
They're not allowed to go beyond this glass prison. What a pitiful sight.
Following his gaze, I look at this stingray nearby. Fish are fragile creatures. Without water, they would suffocate and die. The aquarium exists to protect them.
Fish remember who feed them, but they've forgotten who imprisoned them here in the first place.
Being under someone's protection is better than losing their home. Impatient for food, the stingray leaps out of the water. I quickly step back and narrowly avoid getting soaked. But Raphael isn't fortunate. Most of his robes are drenched and he looks rather disheveled. I smile and gently touch the fish that wanted to greet me. See, even fish know who truly cares for them. Humans certainly do, don't you think?
In the play, the god was once imprisoned in a dungeon by a monarch. All of it was under the pretense of protection. But in the end, he freed himself from those protective restraints and reclaimed his freedom.
What play is this? I can only assume it is Odin. Odin. Before taking out the handkerchief and gracefully wiping away the water from his temple,
Between the god and the monarch, who do you think would become the fish that leaps out of the water? Your Majesty.
Alright, chapter 1 of the story. The palace on stage gleams brilliantly under the spotlight.
The god has disguised himself as a mortal prophet. He returns to his homeland. He bewitches the people in the palace, but our ruler hasn't been deceived by his wiles.
He looks good. Buffalo wears a wreath decorated with flowers. He has been brought to the palace, rope binding his wrists. Though he has been captured, his face shows no trace of humiliation.
I come from a land where flowers bloom across the mountains. The god has ordained me to bring his sacred rites to the palace.
Oh, his power is the vitality of the grapevines, the nectar that makes all forget sorrows, the rapture that intoxicates.
Okay. Never mind. I gave up a long time ago. I gave up. I cannot figure out what is this story. I'm sorry, Raphael. Like, I was able to figure out everybody else's, and pinpoint based off of the literature that I have read up to this point, but for Lordy's sake, what are you referencing? For Lord's sake.
To reject him is to reject a part of life itself.
Okay. You speak only in falsehoods. How dare you use a god's name? You deceive to the public. You deserve to be punished.
Disrespecting the gods is also worthy of punishment.
Oh my. Since you claim to act on behalf of Dionysus, what the? So we're dealing with Dionysus. And Dionysus, where is he? I don't remember this being a Dionysus story. Well, dang. I don't remember this.
He is at my side. It's unfortunate that those who disrespect the gods cannot see him. I only bring joy to the people and let them forget their worldly troubles. How is this a crime?
Oh, this is Dionysus. Kinda. If his mama was some Malay. Now I'm remembering some things. Okay. The red curtain slowly falls and is accompanied by thunderous applause. Oh, I just realized that the belt I have on my character is green. I just realized. Okay. Already too late. I've been dealing with this for 3 streams now. In the passage in the passage that must be taken to reach the backstage area, the light gradually dims. After a long walk, a cacophony of voices reappear. Members of the theater troupe are moving back and forth, yet only one stands motionless in the most prominent spot. Waiting for me, he makes me pause. My steps slow as I approach him. Why are you still here, your contestant?
You already know how to answer that, Your Majesty. Why is it necessary to ask?
Oh, this formal tongue. Oy. Good tea. This is really good tea. I recall hearing from my ladies in waiting today. The rumor about the play I selected suggests I'm being threatened by the Saintide court. It seems even the Saint-Tark isn't completely unconcerned about the rumors. Hearing the probing and mockery in my words, he turns to the side.
My participation is for peace in the Empire. I imagine your Majesty will also have instances where my aid is required.
He turns, and before I can react...
Mature seeds understand.
Okay. La la la. He turns, and before I can react, he plucks off a piece of fluff that's in my hair.
And that they need the wind's help if they wish to fly far.
While speaking, he appears to discard the fluff and leaves. I glance at his hand and take the piece of fluff to throw it away. When the wind rises, the seeds will fly, but where it falls, or where it flies to, and whether it lands on grass or follows the water's current, isn't under the wind's dominion. Raphael pauses, then he smiles and nods.
Let it soar. No matter where it goes, it has to fly first, right?
This is gonna be fun. Raphael and I look. Raphael and I are standing close together. The golden wreath made from the grapevines rests on his head. His handsome appearance makes me unable to look away. It's as if I'm standing before a charming, dangerous god. Under Raphael's gaze, I use his shoulders to support and remove the wreath that symbolizes his identity. And just like that, he becomes the familiar Sanctide I know. Sanctard. This is more pleasing to the eye. The god bewitched a merchant, or monarch. The god bewitched a monarch. It's a shame I'm not the monarch, and Raphael isn't a real god. Honey, you don't know anything. Even if that were the case, I'd still depend on how I want this script to be written. Alright, next chapter. 2 more to go. Although the harmony we've displayed during the performance silenced some rumors, they always seem to quickly resurface. I have a vague sense that someone is manipulating public opinion behind the scenes, so I launched an investigation. Meanwhile, the Royal Blessings event proceeds as scheduled. I'm busy once more. It's finally over. As the Empress, I must bestow fresh flowers and coins minted for the celebration for my people. To my people, they represent the Empire's blessing. A day of handling practically everything has left me somewhat overwhelmed, but I still try my best to maintain my composure. Someone offers me a pitcher of water. I turn and realize it's Raphael. He had blended in with the crowd. You're still here, your quintessence.
I'm also an Imperial citizen, so I should receive a blessing.
I raise my eyebrow and hand over the last flower. Raphael's about to take it when a fluffy creature with a long tail and black ears suddenly leaps up and scratches the blossom.
The audacity! Your Majesty, I shall retrieve the flower.
Do you need to get it back?
It offended Your Majesty.
It's unnecessary. There's no rule that says blessings can only be given to humans. It's also an Imperial citizen.
I shall thank Your Majesty on its behalf.
Surprisingly, someone's not scared of a cat today. Why? Do you know that little creature?
It lives nearby, and normally visits the Sanctide Chapel's garden to look for food.
Raphael's tone is nonchalant. The Sanctide Chapel has a garden?
Every flower and tree is a miracle of nature, and being in nature's presence allows people to cast aside distracting thoughts. It's not open to the public yet. However, I can give you a tour if you're interested, Your Majesty.
Just hearing him call us Your Majesty just gives me tingles. This is the first time I visited the Sanctide Chapel's rear garden. Plants I can't identify grow freely throughout the area. As Raphael said, this place doesn't allow people to cast aside distracting thoughts. Leaves sway in the breeze as schools of fish silently glide amongst them. These are...
They're holograms. They aren't real.
I entered the garden's depths, the path made of floating stones with an unusual texture. A faint scent of something fermenting drifts through the air. Laden with purple fruit clusters, vines hang from curved metal frames. These are grapes, yes? I've seen similar plants in the royal family's ancient tomes. Throughout the years, plants have evolved beyond their original form to adapt to this planet. But this grapevine has remained unchanged from what I've seen in illustrations. I reach out to touch the leaves.
Be careful. It's poisonous.
Huh? They seem graceful, yet deadly. I can't help but be reminded of someone I know.
Sometimes what's truly deadly is those who are too bold for their own good. Poison is the least of one's worries.
Raphael picks a fruit and hands it to me.
Will Your Majesty be that person?
You seem to suit the archetype more. Assuming Raphael won't harm me in this situation, I take one grape and put it in my mouth. As expected, it has sweet, refreshing flavor. Raphael looks somewhat surprised.
Your Majesty is courageous. This is actually a grapevine.
Plants in the cosmos have long since lost their former appearance. You managed to obtain this plant and cultivate it well. It must have taken a considerable amount of effort. instantly to intending to carefully examine its purple crystalline skin, I pick another grape. Unexpectedly, the little creature darts out again. It scratches the grape from my hand and runs off to play with it. Does it dislike me? Raphael, upon hearing this, laughs.
On the contrary.
Okay. It sounds somewhat genuine.
On the contrary. It was the former emperor's plaything and was constantly tortured for entertainment. Then it escaped. It wandered into the Sanctide Chapel's property, discovered that food would occasionally be present, and stubbornly refused to leave. Despite its greed for food, it's cautious. Therefore, its appearance here proves that it doesn't dislike being in your presence.
Raphael picks the cluster of grapes and places it in my palm.
Here's your compensation. You're different from the previous emperors.
I hold the grapes and look in the distance, the direction where the little creature had run off to. I won't be like those dead rulers. Not in my political, not in my end. What? Not in my politics and not in my end.
That's something to look forward to. If your majesty is willing, you're welcome to taste the wine once it's ready. It's late. You should head back, your majesty.
Raphael, I love you so much. Raphael turns to leave, feeling the substantial weight in my hand. I call out to him.
You have something to say to me?
I haven't given you a blessing yet. I rummage through my pockets only to freeze. I have no flowers. Okay. I have no more flowers. There's only one coin. Raphael accepts the coin, bearing the Empress's portrait. His fingers pause. I'm not sure if it's my imagination, but there seems to be a genuine smile on his face.
This is perfect. I accept your majesty's blessing.
Oh. Okay. We got one more chapter to go, and then we are done for at least this journey of ours. And then we'll do the other things. As the day of my coronation draws near, I visit the Sanctide Chapel as a tradition. I must receive the Sanctard blessing in the morning. Wearing royal ceremonial robes, I walk across the carpet strewn with flowers, petals, to stand before Raphael.
Now then, may your majesty guide the stars and the empire on a new path.
Raphael touches my hand with the grapevine. Then he takes my hand and presses it onto a spread of sacred carded for us. Drawing cards to predict the nation's future is considered an ancient tradition for the coronation ceremony, but can a person's life and death be determined by a prophecy or two?
That depends on what choice your majesty will make.
Without waiting for Raphael to answer, I draw 2 cards.
Your majesty has drawn the Flamma Arcana and the Sword Arcana.
As soon as the words leave his mouth, whispers erupt.
The sacred card says the Empress's existence will bring fire and war to the Empire.
Well, and see. Huh? The crowd becomes agitated. During the commotion, someone knocks over a candle, which carries a ring of fire to flare up near my feet.
The candle fell over?
We're doomed! Doomed, I say! This is an ominous sign!
The fire doesn't make me panic. I look at Raphael's eyes, and Raphael is quite equally calm. He picks up the candlestick from the ground and turns his wrist to examine the base.
There's no need to panic. The candlestick wasn't secured properly.
He's helping me leave this predicament unscathed. Raphael's fingers flick and the wick is... excuse me. Raphael's fingers flick the wick a few times. The candle is lit once more. I look away, scoop up the holy water, and douse myself in water through the ring of fire. There shouldn't only be one interpretation for the sacred cards.
It seems your majesty already has an alternate reading.
Raphael holds the 2 cards between his index and his middle finger as he hands them over. I reach out and take them, and our fingers touch for a moment. I spread out the cards and lift my chin slightly. Fire heralds light. I believe I will bring light and warmth to the Empire. And war is not the embodiment of calamity. I shall extend my Empire's authority and strengthen it. I throw the cards into the flames behind me. A small cluster of fire raises before dying down. I wonder if this has provided you with new insight. When Raphael looks up at me again, he reveals an unusual expression. Is this a form of approval? I can't tell. Fortunately, the rest of the ceremony proceeds without any more incident. Raphael takes out the silver blue pigment that we ground from stellar minerals. Ralph dips his fingers into it and touches my forehead.
Your Majesty shall witness this world's chaos with a clear, bright gaze.
His fingers move from the tip of my nose and brushes over my lips. The sensation is cool as he draws a wave pattern on my back.
The courage burning within the Empress shall transform into endless waves. Her Majesty shall lead the Empire forward without retreating even once.
Well, that's the last chapter for this. Got like 10 more to go, y'all. And no worries, my brain won't break. Hopefully not, that at least. I don't think I finished with the promenade. I'm gonna promenade with my husbands. I think I'm just gonna press buttons. Oh, I did it wrong. And no, I'm not gonna read this because I already read all of this on my main account. It took way too long. Because I forgot my choices. Because I had to go through 5 different men. I know it's the sweets. This is good tea. Really good tea. Time to go to the observatory. If I remember correctly, we're talking to him. I think it was A. Oh. Or MC. Just talking is fine, but of course I should not bore thee with all of this, but just know that when you get through all of this, you will get like 2 endings, technically. It's one where nope, we do not do advertisements on this channel unless it's me. Sorry, whoever you are, but Douse is banned. Your Empress demands it. And speaking of advertisements, don't forget to also check out my YouTube, because if and only if you haven't caught my previous streams, they are available there. So, since I will stream, they're there. You can check it out there. Any past streams or any past myths or storylines or main story, you can check out there. Alright, and I guess it's time for YouTube to say goodbye, because now it's time to raid. Goodbye, YouTube. Good day, good good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye bye, my loves.